Hello, my Pilates friends. My name is Natasha. Today I have a Pilates Magic Circle or ring class for you. Feel free to modify or amplify. I'm also not going to be doing a ton of reps of each exercise just to get through the class in a quicker time today. But if you would like to repeat any of the sequencing, please hit pause and do extra reps. All right, meet me in a nice standing position, feet under your hips. Nice tall spine stack, draw the shoulders away. Let's take a deep breath in together. And a big sigh out. Remember that Pilates breath is a forced exhale through the mouth. It's as if you are pushing air out of a straw and drawing the belly towards the spine, wrapping up your ribs, engaging your core muscles. Let's do that breath with our arms lifting overhead. Inhale, look up through your circle, and then exhale. Push down, gaze down through the circle. Activate your triceps and put a little pressure like you're trying to squeeze the circle towards each other. Tuck your tailbone, root into the belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press down. One more like that, and we'll add a ragdoll. Inhale up. Exhale down. Go ahead and soften the knees, curl your head, and then fall forward into a forward fold as deep as your body allows. Shake out your head at the bottom. Soft knees, you can even bend them if you'd like. And then ragdoll right back up. Shoulders and head heavy, stack up the vertebrae. And back to your standing, nice tall posture. Inhale, we lift. Maybe a gentle back bend here. Press into those toes, squeeze your glutes, press down like you're pushing through water. Look down through your circle, tuck your chin, and take that body down to forward fold. Shake out the head. We'll just do that one more time and get started with the work here. I want your hamstrings nice and stretched for the first exercise. Bend and straighten the knees. Chair, folding chair to forward fold. Deep, maybe all the way to a little yogi squat. And back to fold, then ragdoll, soft knees, stack your way up, and last time here. Inhale, reach up to back bend, gaze up. Exhale, neutral, bring those palms pressing down. When your elbows straighten, tuck your chin and ragdoll to the mat. Heavy head, shake it out. Big breath in and out, and then ragdoll right back up. All right, we're gonna start at the back of your space here. Inhale your arms back up. This time we'll step forward with the right leg into balancing stick, like warrior 3 if you take yoga. Tilt yourself over. Square your hips, reach long through that left foot and your hands. We're gonna bring the circle down under your chest. Now both hands are on it. You might feel pretty wobbly here. I'm gonna pull that left foot and try to kick through the circle like a little one-legged squat, and then glute squeeze back behind you. Tuck your knee in, extend it forward, squat, and glute squeeze behind you like an arabesque. 2 more. Tuck and kick through, kind of like a little pistol squat, and then extend. 1 more, tuck and kick through. And last one, glute squeeze. This time we're going to take the left knee into the chest and round the spine and donkey kick up. Little back bend, bend both knees. Round the spine, curl. Exhale, lift, just 2 more, 4 reps here. Curl it in. If you fall out, that's okay too. And squeeze it up. Can you get your quad to touch your chest, your knee right in around the spine, and then that glute squeeze at the top. Both knees can bend. Imagine your toes are gonna reach the ceiling here. Ooh. Go ahead and bring those feet in. Drop into the fold. You can grab onto the handles on the way up. Turn your circle and then ragdoll right back up. Take that walk to the back of your mat. Inhale, press on up. Little tension in the hands. Left foot steps to the middle of your mat, and we take that warrior 3 or balancing stick. Square your hips, reach long through the heel and through the hands. Can you make a T there? Strength through your back body, that posterior chain. Draw your belly in, then press the handle down. Both hands on the top handle. Pull your right knee in, kick it through, little low one-legged squat. Then tuck and glute squeeze up. Kicking those toes like an arabesque as high as you can. We have 3 more. Curl it in, kick through your circle. Knee bends and then extends up behind you. Core is on for balance. Strong arms, strong legs. We have 1 more from here. Imagine moving through water. Curl, kick through, get low, and then toes up high. That next one, we're gonna round the spine, pull the knee into the chest, and then keep your bent knee, toes to sky. You can bend your bottom leg as well. Curl it in, tuck like a cat-cow here. Arch, squeeze your glutes. At the top, squeeze your belly. Oh, if you fall, that's okay. And kick it up. 1 more time. Round it in. Don't trust that circle too much. And squeeze it up. Very wobbly surface there. Step both feet together. Fold it down. Drop your head and then grab the handles. Gonna rotate your circle and ragdoll back up. How we doing? Walk to the back of your mat. Adding a different variation to our balancing stick this time. We'll step back into a lunge. Inhale, press your arms up. Right foot to the middle of your mat. Tilt it over into that balancing stick. Beautiful. Squeeze. Turn that left hip down so we have a nice square hips. And then we'll take it back to a lunge. All right, and if you want to set up your lunge, you can drop down to your knee. Tuck your back toes under. We're going to take a twist to your left back hip first. And we're going to take a knee over toe lunge if that feels safe for your knees. So a low lunge, twist, and lengthen. So you have 90-90 and then knee over toes, open twist. And exhale as you press down. 4, little tension in the hands. 3, tuck your tailbone at the top. 2, are we breathing? Here's 1. This time, the closed twist, you're gonna bend your elbows and squeeze your chest and then twist. And you can come off the back knee on this one. So if you'd like to make it more challenging, we're gonna twist, hover. Hovering and pressing out. Let's do 4 from here. Here's 3, here's 2, little chest press, 1, and drop back in. Let's stretch our right hamstring. You can take that circle like we did before, where you're just taking the top handle and drawing that chest forward. You can go through half split and low lunge a couple times. Here, we're gonna step our feet wide under the shoulders and bring the circle inside the knees. To comfort, of course, if you need to readjust where it is, that's okay. We're gonna squat down and lift up. And when you're squatting, we're pulling a slight knee adduction. So your inner thighs turn on, down and up. It's not a circle anymore, it's a long oval. And if you'd like to add a releve at the top, we can press it into our toes. Heels, toes, heels, toes. The knees don't straighten, so you want to keep that tension on the circle. Let's do 4, 3. If I'm moving too fast, you can always slow it down on your own. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and walk it back and do the other side. Heart rate might be a little elevated. That's a good thing. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Take it down to a balancing stick. Turn on that back body. Draw the belly towards the spine. Lengthen and squeeze. And here we step back into a 90-90 lunge. You can readjust if you need to. Keep your back toes tucked and your arms stretching in front of you. These ones, we have a straight arm, knee over toe lunge, and then twist your circle to your right quad or hip there. 4, neutral, lean, 2, 3. Little tension in the hands, rotate, open, long arms. Here's 1. On the next set, we're gonna squish. Your elbows will bend. You'll press the circle in, and you'll twist towards your left hip. To make it more challenging, let's come off the back knee if you can. Twist, little lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's go 4 from here. 4. As much effort as you want to put in. Remember, the breath activates your core. Press out, pull in. 2 and 1. All right, bring the top, one of the handles down, both hands on the top, and then just rock back and forth to stretch. Hamstrings, low lunge. Linger where you need to linger, listen to your body. We'll finish up with those squats again. And then we'll move into some goddess curtsies and some side bending. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna stand back up. This time I'll have you bring your circle right above your ankle bone. Of course, it's to comfort for your own body. And then walk your feet in so it's more of that oval shape again. Squat and lift. Squat and lift. Traditional squats, your butt goes back in the chair, your elbows try maybe to tap your knees. And here, let's make it just a touch harder. We're gonna balance on the right foot, left foot squeezes in. Step it down, up, adduction squeeze. Down, up, squeeze those inner thighs. Down, up, and squeeze, balance, down. Find that pacing that works for you. I'm gonna try to go a little quicker. Up to you. Let's go 4 more from here. 4, squeeze. 3, inner thighs. 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Pick up that circle and come back to standing. All right, let's bring the circle to your right hip. Probably just under the hip bone on the sides where you have a little bit of padding there. Knees are soft. We're finding this nice posture, engaging your core. And we're gonna bend the elbow. Imagine you're making a circle with the arm. Other hand can rest on your hip. We're gonna squish, feeling your shoulder, a little bit of bicep. Good, squeeze it in. It should feel pretty challenging. Remember that breath is part of the work. Squeeze it in for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now bring that circle down and just take a side dip. Bringing your body over, getting a nice stretch, but also activating your obliques here. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And to make it a little more challenging, both arms up, we'll side stretch and squeeze it in. Work against gravity there. Tuck your tailbone, find your edge, and pull it back up. How about 3? Make it a challenge. 2, a little bit deeper on 1. You got it. Let's go to that other side. Take your circle in a comfortable part on some flesh, bend your elbows, make that circle, and then start to squish it in. You'll find that maybe your dominant side is a little bit easier. Squeeze right into your belly, shoulders, biceps, a little bit of forearm. You got it. 4 and 3. Are you breathing? 2 and 1. Bring it to the side and dip and rise. Good. Right over the top, like imagining you're in between two walls and you're just sliding right over the side. Body, dip, nice strong stance in the legs, and then let's make that a little more challenging here by bringing both arms over the head now, adding more weight to the exercise. Good, and if you'd like, you could pull your arms, thumbs in, kind of pulling your arms outward. Take it over. Exhale to rise. Let's do 3. Here's 2. Find that edge. You might get deeper each one. And last one. And we lift. Here we're going to open our toes and knees wide to goddess. And let's start to squeeze into the chest, thighs. Good. Into the inner thighs. And we'll just pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let's curtsy side to side. Take it over and squish. Take it middle. Curtsy goddess, curtsy, goddess. So if your arms start to get tired, you can skip that part. If you're feeling good, keep it up. How about we'll do 4 more from here. 4, 3, how are those legs? Mine are burning. 2, and 1. Nice work. We get to take it down to the mat now. Everything else we will be doing will either be down on our side, seated, back, or belly down. All right, good place for a water break. I'll move the camera a little closer and meet me in a side laying position. Okay, we're gonna take it down onto your right hip, and your right forearm will be under the shoulder. Take that circle into a place of comfort. Again, it's gonna be up to you, but somewhere above the ankles might feel good for this starting position, and then we'll move it above the knee. Avoid sinking into the shoulder. Really strong push and lifting the rib cage. Here we have our pushing down and lifting. Just 8 here. 7, 6, little exhales. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Same thing, but we're gonna move it inside the knee, and maybe your feet can touch, clamshell, and you'll get a little bit more depth in that press. 8, 7, 6, 5, you got this. 4, here's 3, 2, on 1, let's stay here. Little pulse down low. 8, 7, 6, pull the belly in, push the shoulder down. Here's your 3, your 2, and your 1. All right, take the circle. Now you're gonna press the handle down. As you push down, we're gonna lift the hips up. So it's right, your hand should be right in front of your chest, and it's gonna look like this. Push and lift the hips. So now your top arm's working, you're cinching up your bottom obliques, and your shoulders got some work there too. So you push down into the shoulder, hip lift for 4, for 3, for 2, let's make this a little harder and stay up. Leg lift, dip. Without lowering all the way down, we're gonna star and hover. Keep some tension in the circle, lift and lower. How about 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, let's move on to the other side. Sweep those legs around. Come down onto your left hip and left forearm. Remember, we started with the circle above the ankles, and you have 2 parallel shins and quads here. Set yourself up, elbow under shoulder, ribs lifting, shoulder pressing, and just trying to lower and lift that top leg. Nothing else moves. Breathe and pull the belly in. So you can really put as much or little effort into the exercises, so I'm gonna leave that up to you, but I'm assuming you're working hard with me. Here we go for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's move that right above the knee or inside the knee, and then your feet try to come into a stacked position. Same upper body, lifting the rib cage, drawing the belly in. Now we have more power in the legs as that circle went higher, and we can squeeze into those adductors even more here. Exhale, squeeze, squeeze. Good, don't slouch into that shoulder. How about 4 more from here? 4, 3, 2, and hold this one down. Effort here. It could be a small pulse at the bottom for 8, 7, or an isometric hold. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's move it up into the hand, bringing it right in front of your chest. We're gonna add those hip lifts, and you're gonna press down into that right hand. Lift and cinch. Good, exhale, push. Hips up, hand down. Breath working. Snap that belly in, press into your bottom fingers. Here we go for 4 more from here. 4, 3, 2, hold it up on one. We're gonna star and then lower without bringing the hips down this time, but your bottom knee is still down. Lift, a lot on that bottom shoulder, and then that top tricep. Let's do 4 more from here. 4, 3, 2, and hold, and release. All right, we can take a moment to stretch. Bring your arms across your chest, switch it out, and little neck release. Gentle roll from side to side. You can even take some little windshield wiper, releasing the hips and the quads. All right, we're gonna stay in a side laying, but it's going to take us onto our back. All right, let's go back to that starting side. Lay down on your right side, and this time we're gonna bring the circle again above the ankles. But we're gonna come all the way down on our side. You can make a forearm pillow here. Try to keep your neck and spine nice and neutral, and then your top hand can be a little bit of a training wheel as you try to lift those legs up here. Squeeze up and down. We're gonna change the leg positioning so our feet will be inside and our abductors will work instead of so much on the inner thighs, our adductors. Let's go 4 more here. 3, 2, try to make sure you're stacking and you're not rolling forward or back. 1. All right, so this is gonna be the hardest part. Can you bring your feet inside the circle? And now we're pushing outward and leg lifting here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide the bottom arm out. The top arm is going to try and touch your toes, scooping up or touching your circle, right in the middle of the circle or your toes. Go to stack, go to diagonal V. Go to stack, maybe you bring your arm right in between the circle or to the circle. Let's do 4. Our obliques should be feeling this. 3, you come up to the forearm on 2. Stack and lift on 1. Good, now we're going to roll onto our back and take those legs to the 45. 45, and then to the side. Lateral, press into your hands and shoulders to the 45. Squeeze, and out in front of you. So we have 45, and then we have straight lateral of the hips. Leg drops and lifts. This time, when you go down to the 45, let's spin back. Beautiful. Squeeze, lift up through your whole side body, activate your glutes, your hamstrings, and break. Switching sides. All right, little sit spin. Bring the circle right above your ankles. Try to extend your legs straight and then come all the way down on your side. You can make that forearm pillow. Leg lifts here. Squeezing your inner thighs to hold the circle into place. And your top hand or fingers can assist you there. Squeeze it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, we got this. 3, keep your hips and shoulders and ribs stacked. 2, and 1. Okay, so hardest part, trying to get your feet inside now. You might need your hands, you might be able to do it without. Now we're pushing out actively. And we're gonna do those same leg lifts, keeping everything stacked, lifting and lowering, pushing outward on the circle handles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you got it, and 1. Take your bottom left arm out. Take it up to your forearm as you kick up. We're gonna reach through the circle and then stack. Pike up to the diagonal 45, stack, reach, and so we have our hips stacked and then reaching through at the 45. And you're pressing into that bottom elbow and forearm. We have 4 more from here. These are pretty tough. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now rolling onto our back. Both hands out to a T. You're gonna take your legs to the 45 and lift up, and then lateral of your hips. So only go as low as you can. Take it to the 45, squeeze it up, and then all the way side of your hip. We're working against gravity. You don't have to go all the way down. You can take your time, and you can bend your knees a little bit to make it easier. All right, let's do one more set. 45, out to the side, and then on this one to the 45, we're gonna come back over and hold it here. Squeeze into that side of that body, push out into the circle for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, let's take it on up. All right, again, we have 3 more sets of drills in different positions. We're going to take it on our back here. We have some seated, and then we'll flip over to be on our hands and knees and some kneeling for the last one. So come onto your back, and let's bring the circle right in between the knees for some thigh master moves. Go ahead and set that up and come on down. All right, find that place of comfort where you can have it maybe at a 45 degrees, so we can start to adduct. Squeeze your knees in, find that neutral spine, back of the head down, shoulders down, ribs and belly actively pulling inward, and we're squeezing our inner thighs. And squeeze, and squeeze. Now lift those legs to table. Ooh, while you're squeezing it, try to keep that in one place, kind of like frog legs. We're gonna pull in, out, squeeze. Pull the knees to the shoulders, and then adduct. Knees to shoulders, squeeze it in. 4, you could even add a little bit of a hip lift, pressing into your hands, squish it in, roll it up, and squish it in, roll it up, and squish it in. Squeeze it in. Now bring the feet down, and we're gonna lift into bridge. All right, so now your hips are up. Walk your feet a little closer, and still give me those adductor inner thigh squeezes. Now we'll add a pulse. Drop the hips, squeeze and curl it in. Drop, squeeze. So we're doing a bridge pulse and adding that adductor engagement with the circle. Oh, I'm feeling it. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Lower down and take those legs up. All right, we're gonna hold the circle in our hand and do some rolling like a ball. And then we get to try to imagine we're pulling pants on and off with the feet going in and out of the circle. It takes a good amount of compression there, so just see if you can do it. Start to take the momentum back, round the spine, and balance at the top, all right? Rolling like a ball, round the spine, momentum back, freeze by squeezing the abdominals. 2 more there, roll, freeze, roll, and stay. Let's do a little Russian twist, side to side into your upper body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, can we bring our feet inside the circle? Imagine pants on and off, and we're gonna try to do that while we're rolling with our feet up. So be mindful of the neck, only go about to the shoulder height. So you'll take those legs in and out, and then in and out, all right? So have fun with this one. You could try to pause at the top, and then of course, pause in your boat. You might get some good moments there, or you might kind of fall out of it. So see what you got, give me a few rounds. All right, and see if you can maybe hold. Again, you might roll out of it, but you might catch some good plows over with those feet over the head. Again, not tension in the neck. So if you are on the high shoulders, make sure your chin is away from your chest and it's not straining on your neck. Last one, if you're still with me. Legs through, roll up, fight for it, legs through. Beautiful job. All right, take a moment to catch your breath. Some sneaky cardio in there. This time we are gonna try to get those legs all the way over the head. All right, I'm gonna have you take your circle and bring it behind your head. And we're going to have our palms up. Push down into your circle and see if you can do that little reverse curl, and then you can take an L leg drop. Okay, reverse curl, drop your left leg. L split, reverse curl up, and leg split. All right, lift, roll up the spine, roll down the spine. Try to do this with as much control as you can. The lifting and the lowering. Lift, lower, hard to talk in this one, and release. You can also take those arms back, maybe grab onto the bottom of the circle and try to tap your feet or the top of your feet onto the top handle and then roll down. Maybe both legs this time. Both legs up, touch the handle, both legs lower, root into your sacrum, your low back, and then drop the legs. Curl up, tap, maybe it's up by the shins. Again, only if it doesn't bother your neck. Slow release and leg drop. Beautiful job. Pretty tough stuff. Last one here, we're gonna take the circle behind the head and bring those palms up. Take it into tabletop for crisscross. So you get a pillow for your head and your wrist is gonna touch your opposite knee. Make sure you're using that breath here. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. You can take a moment to rest, and then we'll do one more set with straight legs, or if you need to keep the bent knee, that's okay too. Big breath in and out. Here we go. Tabletop or straight legs here. Curl your shoulders off the mat. Your head gets to rest back. Twist, maybe elbow to knee. Crisscross straight legs. How about 8 from here? 8, 7, 6, active legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, release it. Wash your knees side to side. Take your hands back to the handles. Give yourself space in front of you to extend your legs and your arms. Take a big breath in, making a long I. When your hands go over your head, drop your ribs down. We're gonna do our slow roll up. Tuck your chin, look through your circle, round up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Come into that stack position, and then wherever a fold is for you, you could wrap around your feet and pull your chest down. Come back to stack. Let's do a couple of these, and then our last little circuit will be on starting in tabletop. All right, roll down, exhale, roll up, stack and fold. And of course, you could do more of these. Lengthen, roll down, come into that I, stretch, and then zip the ribs back in, tuck your chin, roll up. These are really fun to do with one leg as well. You could do a stretch here. And then try to roll down one leg into a split. Tuck your chin, push into your circle, and then stretch at the top. Switch legs. Some little pulling stretches here, trying to get your chest and your knee towards each other. Arms are pulling. Then we roll down the spine, rounding. We get a nice stretch at the bottom. Press your foot into the handle, tuck your chin. Push, 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 roll on up and stretch at the top. All right, feel free to do some more reps. We're gonna go on to our last exercise. Flip yourself around. Taking your circle, handle down, handle up, and we're gonna bring our chest right onto it. So
You might need to keep your elbows a little bit bent to maintain the connection of your circle, and that's okay. We're gonna start with easy tabletop push-ups, knees under hips, elbows towards ribs. Bend and straighten. Spread your fingers, bend and straighten, exhale up. So these are very modified, pretty easy. Our next layer, we're gonna try to pull our knees back. So you're more in a 45-degree hip and a modified plank position. Elbows in, a little bit more weight into those shoulders. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Try to go as deep as you can. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Take a moment if you'd like to stretch out your wrists. You could take your palms up on your thighs or on the mat. Blink out your fingers, shake out your wrists. All right, next one we're gonna try to do in full plank. They are much more challenging, and you'll probably have to keep your elbows bent, so active arms that whole time so you don't drop your circle. And you can give me as many as you can, or we can start with 4, 5, 6, and then take that break. All right, we'll take it down and up. Good. Elbows can go more towards the 45 on these. Traditional push-ups for 4 more if you're with me. 3, or you're resting. 2, and 1. Come back to your tabletop. Take the circle under your right hand and then just start to pump down and up. Now we'll go into a spinal balance. Make sure your right knee is under your hip, your left hand's under your shoulders. Spread your fingers. While you push down, we're gonna add a donkey. So we're gonna lift, tap, squeeze, and tap. Your knee down, your toes up as you push down. We got it? Down with the hand, up with the toes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can we hold it there and just pulse your toes up? Squeeze your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to kneeling and then grab both handles. We're gonna lift onto the top of the knees. Squeezing your chest. Exhale. 4, cinch your belly in, wrap your ribs. 3, 2, 1. Now sweeping hinges to the right. Sweep, push it out. Sweep it in. You can put some tension in the circle as you lean back. Exhale. And stack. Lean, twist, and stack. Good. It's a lot going on here. You're pressing in, you're leaning and twisting. 4 more. Here's 3. Feel it. You should feel it in your quads, your core, your obliques, belly and obliques. 2 and 1. Challenge that edge. Nice work. All right, bring the handle into your left hand. Spread those right fingers and just try to press down here. Down and up. Get some of these reps in. Your belly's lifted, shoulders are active, knees under hips. 4, 3, 2, press into your right fingers. 1. Now hover your right knee. We're gonna squeeze and lower. When you lift the leg, push down. And then hover the knee, push. Good. Glute squeeze, donkey kick. Push down into your handle. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Stay up in the donkey and then just a little pulse. Toes up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees down and grab both handles as you sit back on your heels. Come all the way to the top of your knees. And we'll start with some presses here in the chest. Use your exhale breath to activate your belly. Your shoulders and chest are feeling it too. 3, 2, 1. Now we get to hinge and twist. Hinge and twist. Push forward, lengthen. Good, use the breath. Exhale, lean, turn your quads on. Go as far back as you can maintain that control. So challenge the edge. We have 4 more. Lengthen it forward. 3,
Lengthen it. Here's 2. And here's 1. Beautiful job. We're going to end with some gate pose. Extend your right toes out and lift your circle over the head. Go over that open end to the left. Leaning it over. We did some of these standing at the beginning. Exhale, side bend and stack. Side bend and stack. Bring the circle to your chest. Hinge and lengthen. All right, so like you were gonna bring your belly to the mat, butt back, chest down. Push it in and forward, stack. Hinge and last one. Beautiful job. Let's just finish this out. We get a nice stretch as we close. Arms up. You have your left toes out. Lengthen your spine and then start to dip it over. Squeeze it up. So you get the stretch, but then you activate into your obliques and your center to pull that weight back up. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Take it over and stack it. And finally, you're hinging forward, squeezing, chest low, hips back, flat spine, and lift. Take it down. Oh, let's push forward. Take it down, hinge, and lengthen. Hinge, and lengthen. Good, flat back. Bring your spine parallel to the mat, so that takes a little bit of core balance to hover, and lengthen, last one. Hinge, hover, and lengthen. Beautiful job. Put that circle down. Meet me in a seated position. This is called turtle shell. Wrap your hands to your ankles, crossing at the wrists and dropping in. Let's take a deep breath into the back. Big sigh out. Big breath in. And sigh it out. Change your grip to your shins, around the spine, and lengthen. Heart through, shoulders back. Cat, curl, and cow. One more. Cat and cow. I'm going to leave you here. Feel free to repeat any reps or stretch a little bit longer. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know how it went. Drop a comment so I can thank you personally. Make sure you're subscribed and you like this video. Maybe share it with a friend and maybe consider becoming a member to my channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.